Good morning. We continue with John, and he starts out with something that I had to go through it a couple times and go back a little bit to try to understand what he's talking about. He said, "Beloved, if God so loved us, we must love one another." If God so loved us, what does he mean? How did God love us? What's he talking about? If you go back to the reading yesterday, it says, it says God, but that he loved us and sent his son as expiation for our sins. So that's what he's talking about here, is he's talking to his audience and God loved us so much that he did this for us. So that whole thing gets you in the mind of John as he's talking to the people and he's telling them, this is our God. And he's telling them, basically, we need to love one another the way God loved us. So that's my thought on that. And then if we look at the Psalm, this is a interesting Psalm, and again, I had to go back and look at it a lot of times because, it's hard to get into the mind of the guy that was reading this. With this one was the last one attributed to David, and then it starts out as a little note says of Solomon. So I thought, okay, is that of Solomon, about him, or is it something he wrote? So I don't know, but as you read it, it goes through and it talks about God endowing the king with good judgment, fairness, things of that kind of thing. And so as you go back and forth in this, the whole thing, it's talking about that, and it's going from what looks like something he's attributing to Solomon, but also it's to the Messiah. So it has like a dual reading of it. And of course, the guys who wrote this, which David probably or someone, Solomon was about to be there, but he wasn't a king then. And the Messiah was going to come and he was going to do all these things. He was going to live forever. So the only thing that we could be talking about there is Jesus Christ. And those are my thoughts for this week.